I never thought that a seemingly harmless website like Reddit could be used as a tool for creepy stalkers. But that all changed when I became a victim of a stalker who had been using Reddit to hunt down unsuspecting victims like me. It all started innocently, though. I had been a regular user of Reddit for years, using it for various interests like sharing memes, discussing my favorite TV shows, and even getting advice on personal matters. Little did I know that my presence on the site would catch the eye of someone with more sinister intentions. It began with a private message from a user named drknja, who claimed to have seen some of my posts and found them interesting. I didn't think much of it and responded, thinking it was just another friendly interaction with a fellow Redditor. But as our conversations progressed, I started to feel uneasy. drknja seemed to have an unnerving obsession with me, constantly commenting on my posts and asking personal questions. At first, I tried to brush it off as harmless curiosity. But then, drknja started showing up in places I visited in real life. I would see him lurking around the corner of my street, or sitting at the table in my favorite coffee shop. I started to feel like I was being watched. Like I had a shadow following me everywhere I went. I began to suspect that drknja was not just a random user on Reddit, but someone who had intentionally seeking me out. I couldn't shake it off the feeling of being stalked, and it only intensified when I received a message from drknja on Reddit, confessing that he had been stalking me, that he was obsessed with me. I was terrified. How had this person found me? How long had he been watching me? And why was he doing this? These questions swirled in my mind as I debated whether to involve the authorities or handle it on my own. But before I could make a decision, drknja revealed that he had been using Reddit to stalk and find his victims. He shared his twisted methods with me, revealing that he would go through Reddit forums and profiles to pinpoint potential targets. He had been watching me for months, studying my posts and comments to learn more about me and how to approach me. I feel sick to my stomach. I had been so naive to have trusted a site like Reddit, thinking it was a safe place to share my thoughts and interests. But little did I know, it had become a hunting ground for this deranged stalker. drknja continued to send me messages, trying to convince me that he was just a fan who admired me. But I knew better now. I had to put an end to this before things escalated further. With shaking hands, I mustered the courage to report him to the authorities and cut off all communication with him. I thought that was the end of it, but I was wrong. drknja was not one to give up easily. He started leaving disturbing comments on my post, threatening to harm me if I didn't respond to his messages. He even went as far as to post personal information about me on Reddit, sharing my name, address, and workplace, making it clear that he knew where I lived and worked. I was living in constant fear, always looking over my shoulder, wondering if drknja was watching me. I felt like I was trapped in a never-ending nightmare, and there was no way out. But then, just when I thought things could get any worse, I received a message from a user named RedditSavior. They claimed to have seen my post about being stalked by drknja and offered to help me. It was a glimmer of hope in the darkness that had consumed me. RedditSavior explained that they were a part of a group on Reddit that actively searched and reported any suspicious or dangerous users. They had noticed drknja's actions and had been monitoring him for some time. They even had evidence of his previous stalking incidents and were determined to put an end to it. I was hesitant to trust another stranger from Reddit, but I had no other choice. I gave RedditSavior all the information I had on drknja and prayed that they would be able to stop him. Days went by, and drknja seemed to have disappeared from Reddit and my life. I was cautiously hopeful that he had been caught or scared off by RedditSavior. But then, a few weeks later, I received a message from RedditSavior with news that made my blood run cold. They had discovered that drknja was a notorious stalker who had been using various social media platforms, including Reddit, to find and target his victims. And he wasn't alone. There was a group of stalkers working together on Reddit, using the anonymity and reach of the website to their advantage. My heart sank as I realized that I was not the only victim. This group of stalkers had been using Reddit to prey on innocent people, and I had unknowingly become a part of their twisted game. Thanks to RedditSavior and the other members of the group, the authorities were able to track down and arrest the stalkers. It was a relief to know that they were finally off the streets, but the damage had already been done. The trauma and fear that had inflicted on the victims would stay with us forever. It made me realize that we can never be too careful with our online presence, and that there are dangerous individuals lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting victims.